This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Straight into it, joined by promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, we've just witnessed the Joshua-Usyk press conference rather. What did you make of their interactions in that first face-off?
As expected, really. I mean, neither guy is going to start jumping up and rolling around. Usyk, they told me that Usyk came in a Joker's outfit. I didn't know if it was just a bad tailor, because it was kind of half-hearted, wasn't it? But Usyk's funny. You're not going to get any emotion out of him. You're not going to get any reaction out of him. Both guys are ice cold. Both guys are really confident. Both guys believe they're going to win. And I think both guys have no fear.
A lot of talk about the weight heading into this fight with AJ, if he's going to come in lean, and Usyk if he's going to be a bit heavier. What's been your thoughts on either of those guys?
I don't think there's going to be a huge difference in weight. I mean, I expect Usyk to come in at, 15, 10, and maybe AJ to come in low 16 stone. So might be half a stone in it, but it's a different kind of weight. It's not, AJ is not trying to lean down. He's just training for the fight. Usyk's training to put weight on, to put muscle on. So it's almost like a fake size rather than just a natural strength, a natural weight. So can he punch as hard as AJ? In my opinion, no. Is he as strong as AJ? In my opinion, no. Does he have more skill than AJ? Some might say. I think AJ's skill is massively underrated. The fight's not going to be about size or strength. The fight's going to be about a number of different things. But I would like to be the bigger man in the fight. Do you know what I mean? And one thing's for sure, AJ punches a lot harder. And I actually think he's faster. Feet, maybe, I don't know, maybe not. But in terms of punch output, selection and speed, I think he punches harder and faster than Usyk. But it's a really, really tough fight.
Rob said to me it's important that AJ looks to impose himself on Alexander,
yes,
especially from those early rounds. Is that going to be the key factor?
Couldn't agree more, because I think it's one thing, it'll be cagey early. I just said in an interview, maybe Usyk comes out aggressive. I don't think so, but I don't think either guy has to be aggressive in this fight early. They don't need to be reckless, but they do need to, as Rob said, impose himself. I would love to see AJ mark Usyk up early, hurt him to the body. Hit him on the arm and see Usyk's. I mean, he didn't look comfortable against Chisora early, but AJ's not going to fight like Chisora did in those opening 3 rounds because he was just mental. But he does have to impose himself, because the last thing you want to do is to allow Usyk to get comfortable in this fight.
AJ said to me he sees both this fight and the Purewal 3 fight as 50-50 bouts. Mm-hmm. Do you agree, or do you think this one's more difficult?
It's just unanswered questions, isn't it, about Usyk? Like he could be the best of all of them. He could have a cast iron chin, or he might not be able to take the hammer from the big boys. So I'll answer that on Sunday.
Wilder said he's a new man heading into this Tyson Fury fight. Just get your thoughts. What else can he do now going into a trilogy?
He's had a result because Fury's not ready for this fight. You can't compare Fury's preparation to the second fight to the third, right? So Fury's going to be at 60, 70% wherever he's at. It's still enough to beat Wilder. He'll win every round, but he could get chinned. So I don't see that as a 50-50 fight. I see that as a 60-40, 70-30, and I see this as the same. But by the way, when you're a 7-4 underdog, you're live. And Usyk's very live in this fight, and so is Deontay Wilder.
Florian Marku with an interesting kind of exchange with Maxim Prodan, which got a little heated. Obviously, the push as well with the head-to-head. What did you make of it all? Then?
He's just he's just bubbling, he's walking around the hotel. He's just looking basically to get aggressive. And today he got aggressive, and I like Prodan. I thought he was cool as they come. It's a great fight, really good fight. Sam Jones, who loves his fighters, right, and I've got a lot of time for him. Sometimes, I argue with Sam and I say, look, Florian hasn't beaten anyone yet. Yes, he has. He beat Ryland Charlton. I said, well, look, Ryland Charlton beat Joe Laws. That was his best win. I said, so we just don't know, do we? Yeah. This is the fight where we find out about Florian Marku, right? And I believe in him. I believe he can fight. I believe he can punch. But Prodan's no mug. This is a really good fight. And I tell you, the deeper it goes, the experience of Prodan could make a difference. But Marku is great value, funny as they come, and he's going to light the stadium up. And what a massive opportunity for him. on Saturday night.
Just two more from me, Eddie. Just to stick with that division, Conor Benn. I saw that you said that Adrian Broner's turned down 2 offers for that fight. What is most likely for him?
I'd like him to fight a Victor Ortiz, a Robert Guerrero, a Chris Van Heerden, a Chris Algieri, these kind of guys next. You know, we need to keep the progression going, in my opinion. I'd love to make the Broner fight next February, March or spring. We'll revisit that. We'll keep improving the offer, and hopefully he fancies that fight. Look, you know, even the Marku fight. Well, I'm not against the Florian Marku fight. This is a big moment for him. If he beats Prodan and people start talking about him, there's a fight that could fill the O2. So, you know, but Conor's got his sights set on fighting some big names in the division, trying to win a world title. But he wouldn't rule out the Marku fight if it got to a size where all of a sudden everybody wants it and it's a monster.
Final thing, Eddie, I'm sure you're aware, obviously tickets being resold has been a big issue, especially with this fight. What's been your thoughts on it? Especially we saw earlier this week, Shannon Courtenay was selling some of her friends' tickets for 4,000. I think she was selling them as a bundle. What's your take on seeing the tickets resold?
I think it just for any event where the demand is out of control, you're going to see it. I prefer it when it's regulated, as it is with our model. I think that we should... Particularly, the one thing that annoys me mostly about it is the speed of the resale, right? In the pandemic, with people getting ill and people isolating, I think it's a very good tool to offer to fans, but not once you buy it. Do you know what I mean? You buy a ticket, you go straight on, I'll put it on for 10 times. Someone messaged me yesterday and said, I've been offered these tickets for the fight off some guy that I know. He wants £500 a ticket. I said, where are they sitting? Showed me. They're £100 seats. So, quite frankly, if anyone's going to make that money, I'd quite like to make it. Another option is to stick the face value of the tickets right up, so there's no resale market. Because you've got to look at, Andy, the money's coming to us, right, from the general sale tickets and face value tickets. If people are making £400 a ticket on a £100 ticket, and us, the promoters, or AJ is making 100, that doesn't sit well for me. So I like it regulated. I think there's a place for it. But I do think it needs a lot of improvement. It's something we're looking at.